1, 2, 3 for the customer, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1 whip. This is worrying me, and it's starting to worry everybody in this house because it's growing so fast. It took me a couple of minutes to get everything that I have knitted in the month of January from this. So I need to organize this. I need to get more organized here. So anyway, hi and welcome back to What Will I Knit Next? My name is Wamoyo Karaoke, and on this channel I share what I have knitted and crocheted, my experiences with yarn, my lessons learned, and in this particular video I'll show you what I have knitted in the month of January 2024. And I also want to say 3 things about the yarn that I have been using in this month. Welcome. So like I said, this video is about everything I have made in the month of January 2024. Most of my work for last month was knitting, but I did 2 projects in crochet. I also dedicated the month to use one type of yarn because I really wanted to understand the yarn more than I have. I have talked about this yarn so much in my videos. If you have been following and watching my videos, you probably by now already know which yarn I'm talking about. I've talked about it so much, but I still felt I needed to understand this yarn much more. And I am grateful that I did decide to do this for January, to use that particular yarn. And I have 3 or 4 things to tell you about that yarn. Things that you must know about that yarn. This video is going to be very helpful to beginners because this yarn is very cost effective or cost friendly. It's easy to learn with. It's long lasting. You can undo it, unravel it, and use it again, especially for beginners, people who are learning. So it's a very friendly yarn for beginners. So please sit here. It's also going to be helpful to someone who's been using this yarn for probably just 1 or 2 projects and has been wondering, how else can I use this yarn and whether it will be good enough for other projects. So you too, sit until the end. Get yourself very, very comfortable. However, I also used one other yarn in last month, and I'll show you what I made with it, and I'll tell you also how I think about it. So to start with, I know I have all this here. So when I started in January, my focus was on wearable items. I wanted to make more of maybe sweater tops, vests, and all that. And so this is the first crochet. This is a crochet, it's not a knitted item. And the yarn that I have been using, I know you're curious, is seal yarn, which is made in Kenya. It's 100% acrylic yarn, 100% made in Kenya. So what I'm wearing is the very first item that I made in the month of January 2024. The plan I had for January 2024 was to make wearable items. And I thought I would make vests, I would make maybe very light sweaters. I also thought I would attempt a cardigan. I thought I would do a light camisole-like. Anyway, for me, it was going to be wearable. But that was my plan, and then there was what the universe brought to the table. This is a crochet. This is not a knitted item, and I had no pattern for this. So this is my own making, my own designing. I used the seal yarn. Colors don't come in names, the colors come in codes, so I'll put the code in the description box. The stitch used is half double crochet, front loop only, and it gives such an amazing flat with stripes fabric or garments. And I also crocheted this from bottom up so that all my stripes are vertical. You could also do it across if you want your stripes to be across, but I wanted my stripes vertical, so I did it bottom up like that. The hook that I used for this seal yarn, I've always used 5mm needles and 5mm hooks. So this was a new experience because I chose to use a 5.5mm hook. And I'm glad I did that because it gave me such a lovely drape. It's not too tight, it's not too loose, it just falls over very nice. Which is something that I was looking for because this is going to be worn always on top of another shirt. So I needed something that doesn't hold tight and something that flows with the body and flows with whatever is under it. So you can rate this vest now and let me know what you think. Then the second item that I made is this scarf, and this scarf was an order for a customer. They haven't collected or it hasn't been delivered, but it's at the request of the customer. They are not around to be able to receive it. So this is also made using seal yarn, and it is two colors. I have cream white color and I have black and cream, cream white color and black. And this was inspired by, I got the inspiration. Actually, the client sent me images of what they had in mind. And from those images, I came up with this design because they wanted something elegant. They wanted something that can be worn during the day. They wanted something that is easy to transition into the night. They also wanted something that can be worn casual and can also be worn formal. So I came up with this design for them. This scarf, I have used the stitch Moss stitch, and I have used the needle size 5mm, and this is knitted. The Moss stitch, instead of doing knit one, purl one for one row and interchanging on the second row, I was doing 2 rows and then interchanging on the third, and then I do another 2 rows like that. So it gives it a very beautiful finished fabric. And for the mixed colors, I realized the way you lay out your colors or your rows affects the outcome of the mix. So for this one, when I'm doing the 2 rows of knit purl, I interchange the colors in the middle so that when we are moving from these 2 rows to the third one, that Moss stitch beautiful creation is left in the middle to make this scarf look so beautiful. So the same would not be if you laid your colors and the stitches differently. Yes, that's what happens. And so this is the second item that I made, and I'm in love with it. The length of this scarf is 66 inches and the width is 11 inches, I think. And I cast on 50 stitches on a size 5mm needles. It will give you that with a seal yarn. So I'm sharing those details so that you can make yourself a beautiful scarf. Remember, this channel is what will I knit next, and what I want you to figure out is what you're going to knit next. So come here with a notebook. If you didn't have a notebook, take one and take the notes. Otherwise, I'm going to also put them in the description box for you. So that's the second item that I made. The third item I made was this, and this has a story. So I got an order from a client for a scarf, a beanie, and a neck warmer. And when I was doing the neck warmer, the very first thing that I made was this. I thought a neck curl would do better and looks so beautiful, but the client came back and said, no, that's too wide. It's not going to serve in the temperatures that I am going to be using that neck warmer for, so the neck curl does not work. And this is knitted in circular, and the stitch is more stitch. Actually, it's almost like everything I knitted, I really used a lot of more stitch in most of the garments that I have made in January. I used a needle, circular needle size 5 millimeters, and I think I cast on 160 stitches for this one. What I think now is that it's better to cast on more and have it longer, so that you can do it round the neck twice, and it makes it much easier to style it for both cold and warm season. For now, we'll figure out how to style this. Definitely have to, because we are not unraveling this. Item number 4, 5, and 6 is actually for the client in the same color, maroon. And that's what you can see here on the side. So I did the scarf also in more stitch. This particular scarf is 60 inches long and 11 inches wide. It's also done in 5 millimeters needle, and yeah, more stitch. That's it. Then I did the beanie. You can see the beanie, and the beanie is done also in 5 millimeters needles, circular needles, and the neck warmer also done in 5 millimeters needles. And please take note of that neck warmer, the drape on that neck warmer. So those are the other items I did. That is item 4, 5, and 6. So let's go to item 7.
Get ready for the future, making moves past yesterday. Get ready for...
Item 7 is this beanie, and this beanie I changed the needle. The yarn is the black and cream. This is inspired by Vida on Instagram. I've seen her do beanies that come in 2 colors like this, and I thought, let me try it with this seal yarn. So if you've noted in the beanie that I've done for the client and the neck warmer, the drape and the stretch is much more than this one. So I decided to go a size down on the needle, and this is 4.5, and the difference is so big. So this is quite stiff, and it gives a smaller ease than when you do the beanie and the neck warmer with a size 5 millimeters. I like the way it is firm. I think it holds better, sits better, and is much firmer for a beanie. It's not blocked yet, and I think for this one blocking will be necessary. Yet we're going to block it. That's item number 7. Then from the same neck warmer that I made for the client, I also made a few others and went a size down on the needles, so they are also made using a 4.5 needle. And here we go. I have a cream one. I've really enjoyed making this neck one. They sit amazingly beautiful on the neck, and I think when the cold season comes, this is going to be one of my best knits. I have it in cream, I have it in black, I have it in maroon, and I have the one on the needles in chocolate brown. So I've made, this is going to be the fourth one that skipped from January to February, but I'm going to finish it probably today, because today is February 2nd. But I have enjoyed making these neck warmers, and I think they're the best items I have made this month. I have made in the month of January. So that makes 8, 9, 10. So I told you that I made one item using a different yarn other than seal, and this is what I did. And this is another crochet which I have made this month, and this is a scarf. I wanted to try something different. I've never done a scarf in crochet, and I really wanted to try a scarf in crochet because I think it would be nice to have a mix of different designs in scarf. I've only done one type of scarf ever since I started knitting. So this is the first one of crochet, and it's a different design, and it sits very well on the neck and very easy to style. And this yarn that I used, this is DMC Knitty 4. It's also acrylic, but this is imported yarn into Kenya. It's I think it's made in Turkey, and the difference is simply the weight. This is a DK yarn and this is chunky, but both yarns to me feel the same. I'm yet to test the DK size of the seal yarn, which I think I'm going to be using in February, because that's what I want to test, the seal yarn in the lighter or the thinner version of it. But this Knitty 4, DMC Knitty 4, is also amazing yarn that you can use, and I have used it in other projects and I love it. It gives very good finished garments, gives very good finished garments. It's easy to use. The skein comes at 100 grams with more than 200 meters length, so it's quite a good amount for projects. In this particular scarf, I used a size 4 hook, and again I used the same stitch here. This is half double crochet, front loop only, and it gives a very nice flat garment. And I used one, I think this is 1.5. Crochet is such a yarn knitter. I am sure if I was knitting, one would be enough, but this is 1.5, I think 1.5 of that. So those are the items that I have made in the month of January. Total number is, let's count again. 1, 2, 3 for the customer, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1 whip. So that wasn't a bad month. 11 items and 1 whip is super amazing. Now I want to share the lessons I have learned with the seal yarn. I know previously you've watched in my videos me talking about seal yarn, its affordability, its durabilities, it's how easy it is to use and how accessible it is and available in the market. But today I want to tell you things that are going to be helpful for you, and I wrote them down so that I don't forget. The first one is that what I have learned in the month of January with this seal yarn is that for different projects, you will need different needle sizes. Previously, I've done only scarves with this yarn, and therefore I only used one size needle, and I advocated for that size needle, 5mm needle, because I was using the scarf only. But I've been able to make other items, and now I can tell you that you need to know which items you need to make with a different size of the needle. So you've seen from my knits that if you're doing neck warmers and beanies, goes down to 4.5 and you will get a firmer, well-shaped garment, and it's not going to be too loose. It's going to give you a smaller ease, positive ease, not negative. It's going to give you a smaller positive ease, and it's because you want your beanie to fit well and you want your neck warmer to fit well. For the top, I went a size up, 5.5, and it's because I wanted a better drape, and it gave a better drape and it is not sagging. The good thing with this yarn is that it doesn't lose shape. Whether you wash it by hand or wash it by machine, it doesn't lose shape. That's number one. Number two, I've learned that the dye of this yarn gives different effects on the yarn. That's my experience. So if you look at the maroon, even with a size 4.5 needle, you can see the drape and the ease is much more than on the cream white, which is not dyed. This does not, the drape is, this is firmer, this is a bit more loose. Same yarn, same needle size, same tension I have used on both, but you can see how firm this is, and this has much more positive ease than this. I've noted that even the black, it's not as firm as the cream white, which is not dyed, but it's not also as loose as the maroon, and the same thing I'm experiencing with the brown. I think the brown is going to be almost, I think, the black. So anyway, my experience using multiple colors last month of January is that different dyes have some different effect on this yarn. So you're going to get different outcomes with the same size needle, same tension, using different yarn. The third lesson I've learned with the seal yarn during this time is that it's not going to do very well in extreme temperatures like winter, the minus, the negative temperatures. You will still need to have another layer under. So I did for a client who was going abroad during this winter season in the very low temperatures, and the feedback I have is that they have had to line with a fleece neck warmer or a fleece neck gaiter. So if you're going to be in the negative temperatures, very cold, extremely cold, just wear a fleece light neck gaiter under it and this, and it works perfectly. But on its own, it might not give you that warmth that you need in those extreme temperatures. The fourth thing that I have learned is that being a chunky yarn, and I think this is very obvious, but it's good to mention here, being a chunky yarn, there are some projects that it will not work well. The example I have is that I tried to use it for coasters. I don't have even one single one here. I tried to use it for coasters. It was a big fail. Too thick, too thick, that you even feel like your mug or your whatever cup you put on the coaster is going to fall. It's not stable. So there are definitely projects that you cannot use this because it's too chunky for them. It's an obvious, it's something we think every knitter, every crocheter will know, but I think it's good to mention for the beginners who will be here. Last but not least, on what I have learned about this is that not all projects will need the blocking. For example, the neck warmers don't need the blocking. The beanie will need the blocking, and especially to get these stitches where you're doing the decrease neater, so they need to ease and look neater. The scarves do not need the blocking. So it depends on the projects that you do with this yarn. Some will need you to block to look neat. Some will not need you to block. And with that, I come to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed the things I have made in the month of January. I hope you have found something to make in the month of February for you. This channel is all about what will I knit next, what will I crochet next. So if I help you find your next project, I have met my purpose. I have met my goals. So let me know in the comment section if you found something that you're going to do in this month. I will try and put details on how you can make these things in the description box. But I will also do videos on tutorial how to make these things. I really want to do more of this in February, but I also have something that I am doing in the month of February that I will announce in the next video. So if you've come all this way and you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Make sure not to miss out on my next project. February is very exciting. I always put out a video every Monday, and I put out shorts almost daily on this channel. So there's definitely much more to see. See you until next Monday. Oh.